Hi everyone, my name is Grayson and welcome back to my gardening channel. In today's video, I'm going to be transforming this old worn out container into something brand new. It's just time to get them cleaned up and refreshed because I'm going to be filling them up with a beautiful blend of plants. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you. So we have the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum from Proven Winners, we have the Burgundy Cordyline, and we also have the gray color of the Dusty Miller. So all three of these plants blend well together, harmonize in color, and they're all cool toned. And so the first thing we want to do is get our container cleaned out and get ready to spray paint. So the first thing we're going to be doing is taking this old hosta out of the container first. So I've just got my trowel here. I'm just going to dig these right out and I'm just going to plop them down in this container. Okay, so now that the hosta are out of the container, so the first thing I'm going to do is clean the container. So I'm going to be using this brush. I have a tarp down on the ground to protect from any birds or insects that may come in contact with the paint. Let me show you what spray paint I'm going to be using. So this is going to be in the color of stone gray. So I chose this color because it's lighter and brighter than from this darker gray that they were previously spray painted. I spray painted these for the first time a couple of years ago, and this is it's like a resin hard plastic. I've had them for several years and it's just time to get them all cleaned up. So let's go ahead and get our mask on and I'll show you how I do this. So what I want to do next is, after this is dried, which it has, I want to highlight these embellishments on the container to make it stand out a little bit more. So in order to do that, you just take a sponge, any sponge will do, and you want to spray paint it with another color. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of these cool little areas here. This is a bare color, it's metallic, and it's called nickel. So we're going to spray paint the sponge, and we're going to lightly tap, and anything that's raised is going to will show up with this highlighter. So it's just a little trick that you can use to embellish any design on the container to make it highlight or stand out. Now I don't want this contrast to be big, so if I were to use a darker color, it would stand out more. I could highlight it with white, I could highlight it with black, I could highlight it with a darker gray. But in this case, and I just want it to be subtle. And again, it's not going to get on anything except for what is raised. Just a neat little trick. Okay, so this is this container number 2. As you can see, that's a big change. So I think that the new spray paint really cleaned them up nicely, and we're going to get after the second one. You can see all the paint that's rubbed off over the last couple of years. The first thing we need to do is empty this container out. Now I have a White Wands Veronica that's been in this pot container for a couple of years. It's a perennial, it comes back every year. And just dig around and try to get as much of this root ball as possible. Okay, there we go. All right, and we'll be ready for spray painting container number 2. So as you can see, the containers turned out great. I'm very thrilled. So the next thing we're going to do is get these containers full of plants. So the first thing we're going to do is put our continuous release fertilizer in. Put about 3 to 4 scoops in these containers. That's 2. I'm going to go ahead and add a little more soil. Mix this all in really nicely. So these containers are going to be up against a lattice wall. So in this case, in this application, instead of putting my Cordyline in the center as I would in a really balanced planting, I'm going to go ahead and place this in the back. So let's go ahead and get that popped in first. Nice root system on this. We're going to put it right in the very back. Now, the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum is such a vigorous grower that I'm only going to utilize 1 plant per container. And this is a top performer. This plant was bred to be a top performer. So we're going to pop that right down in the front center. And this 1 plant is going to fill this container, and it's going to drape all the way down to the ground, I'm sure of it. All right. And so anything that's pink like this plays very well with burgundy. So we know that all these plants are cool toned. So up next is going to be our Dusty Miller. So the blue, sage green, silvery color is going to play up really well with this burgundy. The dark contrast and against this pink is just going to shine. So let's go in, start with these. This is just a 6-pack that I picked up at my local big box store the other day. And I thought that it would pair beautifully in this container. Now I'm going to offset these just a bit. And again, the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum is going to mound up and probably overtake every plant in this container. So I'm just going to pop in 3 of these. All right, so that's container number 1. This is the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum, Dusty Miller, and we have the Burgundy Cordyline. I think all of these plants play well together, and they're all cool tone. That's what they all have in common. So, okay, so here we are with container number 2. Let's go ahead and get this one planted too. There you have it. There's container number 2 all planted up, and I'm thrilled with the results. If you liked this video and found it inspiring in some way, please drop me a comment in the section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, as it helps me to grow and bring more content to you all. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.